Coach Pauly C, Austin, Texas. All right, let's jump back in. We're going to real sales talk around some live prospecting. Now, I've done a couple reaction videos before in regards to listening in on realtors making live prospecting calls. And hey, even if they're not live, they're great opportunities and tutorials for hearing interactions and back and forths for how you're going to engage somebody, because there's some pretty good role plays out there that are posing as live calls, and hey, we put a few out. But this call here with Colton Lindsay, I believe he's out of Utah, and I've met Colton before, and he's done a lot of work with helping people learn and grow. He's had a successful business in Utah. I'm pretty sure this one's a real live call. I got a pretty good ear for it because the prospect's responding in a way that's real, versus some of these other calls that you see, and it sounds like a scripted exchange. Again, good things there, lots of learning opportunities, but I'm pretty sure this is a real live call. So let's jump in, because I'm going to share the dynamics and the strategy and the mindset and the skills that what's made Colton so successful, because he's a pretty good communicator and he's using some great skills and tools. This is earlier in his career. He's probably about 30 pounds lighter now, and Colton's a great guy. So let's listen into a great communicator making a great call.
254.
254,000. Great. Can I just ask, Steve, could I just ask where you're moving and how soon you plan on moving, or what's your time frame?
My time frame is short.
Okay, right there. He's talking to a for sale by owner here, which I forgot to mention on the front end. And for sale by owners, especially when you're talking motivation. So he asked initially what the property was selling for, and then this is his second question. He went right for motivation, which is a little apprehensive. That's a little quick. It's going for some motivation early look, motivation's personal, and if I haven't established some rapport, there might be some reluctancy, and you just heard it right there, right? You could hear him. He paused and thought about for a second, should I answer this? Should I move forward? And I think he already answered it.
Oh, wow.
I can be out in a number of, because that's all I'm waiting for is for it to be sold. So
he said short. When they were talking, he goes, well, what's your time frame? And he goes, he pauses. You can almost hear the wheels grinding in his head whether he should answer it or not. And he said short, and then admits that, look, I'm just waiting for this property to be sold. I'm looking to get out of here.
So where are you going to when this house sells?
Closer to work. So
Closer to work.
Yeah, so look, again, reluctancy there because he really doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of rapport. Some of the questions in the playbook, and look, I've taken a compilation of lots of different coaching platforms and years of refining the scripts to build rapport by asking situational questions around the house, around how much they're asking, around the details around the house, to establish that rapport, to get to those motivational questions that he's asking right now so that they're more forthcoming. The trust is a little higher. They're a little bit more comfortable in the exchange, because you can hear it right now in this guy's voice. Like, he's a little reluctant, and Colton's skill set's going to help him through this.
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Because he said, where are you moving to? Okay, well, what does that have to do with you bringing a buyer to my house? That's kind of what's going on in the FSBO's mind. So asking those motivational questions first, okay, what's your time frame to move? Where are you going to? Those are motivational questions about him selling the home. They don't have anything to do with bringing a buyer. So there's going to be some reluctancy there. And in some other situations, they may not even answer. They may just immediately reject you and move on. Colton's catching a little bit of luck here.
So is that closer?
It's almost 50 miles. I drive to Salt Lake City every day.
Oh wow, yeah, that is quite the drive.
There's nothing up there for me anymore,
so
it was a divorce situation. And,
oh man, this guy's spilling the beans right now. So what personality style is he? Definitely not a D. maybe not a C. He could. He's sharing. He's giving. He's talking. I might guess maybe I or S. High I personality. Check out the disc profile. You can get it at the back of the playbook. It's also in the playbook. Hey, by the way, you can email me therealsalestalk@gmail.com. Therealsalestalk@gmail.com. I'll send you a free playbook. No strings attached, and in the back of the playbook we have disc profiles to understand what personality types people are, because I have a feeling this guy's either an influencer or a high amiable, high S, okay, a stabilizer, and that means that he's more willing to share and talk. Okay, that's important because I'm going to talk to those people a little bit differently than I talk to a D or a C, a high D personality, driver, alpha, or the high C personality who's high analytic.
Oh, bummer. So
there's nothing that's holding. I mean, it's all in my name as far as the quick claim deed and everything.
Okay, so the quick claim deed over to you. You just want to get done with this house, move closer to work, and just move on with life. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Love it. Perfect. Okay, so he's repeating and approving. Okay, we talk about that all the time in Real Sales Talk, which is repeating and approving. Really, he's just regurgitating what the guy just said to him. And look, that just creates alignment. You could literally say exactly what they're saying, and they'll go, yeah, that's right. That's exactly how I feel. And that's creating rapport. That's helping their subconscious go, hey, this guy's listening to us. He gets us. Especially when you're talking to a high I or a high S, okay? An amiable's, a friendly, okay?
Yes, but I don't want to get taken in the meantime. So,
okay. So yes, you want to move forward, but at the same time, you don't want to give a bunch of money up and lose money in the process, right?
Excellent. Look, he's doing it again. Look, this is the secret sauce for you having better conversations, whether you're prospecting, you're negotiating, or you're presenting. This is it right here. He's doing a great job.
Well, when I moved into the house, I put $100,000 into the house. I had $90,000 down when I moved in, and then another $10,000 in carpet and wood flooring. So
yeah, look, he's maybe an expressive. He's really going into the details here because Colton repeated and approved, and this guy's just revalidating what Colton was validating, which was, hey, you don't want to get taken in the process. That's what he said originally right there, right? So, and he's like, yeah, I did all this work and I was doing this and that. Because Colton validated him, he approved him, he acknowledged him by repeating what he said and then acknowledging it, then that just, the guy's ego, his subconscious is going, yeah, right, exactly. And I did this and I did that. And now we have more rapport. And now what's happening to the level of trust? It's going up. This is a good conversation.
Wow, so it sounds like you've really done a lot to the house then, and you've put a lot of capital into it. So how...
Beautiful. Just did it again. Hey, great job. You did a lot of work to the property. He's massaging the ego by just doing a little bit of repeating.
How long you lived in the house, Steve?
That created the opportunity to move into the next question.
2006.
Okay.
Again, it has nothing to do with selling the property. This is for sale by owner. He's calling it for sale by owner. How long he's owned the house has nothing to do with him selling the property, but yet Colton's continuing to extract some good information because of the repeating and approving that he's doing.
So about 5 years.
So 5 years. Excellent. Did you happen to come up with the asking price on your house?
Well,
okay.
Originally, when I listed it the first time, it was $279.
Yeah.
Was what the realtor came up with that, and then another realtor took over and said it was supposed to be more down in the 264 range.
Oh, okay. So you've actually had a couple realtors working on this in the past.
More repeating and approving. Hey, just on that before there. Hey, look, he's having fun, and you got to have some fun. You need to be in a mindset of connecting and caring and listening and have a little fun with it, because don't forget, this is just about talking to people. You're talking to people, and look, energy's contagious, energy's real, and his energy is one of connecting. And there's a little bit of lightheartedness to it, and it's coming through a little bit in his tonality.
Yes, and then I figured, well, if I lower it down another $10,000 and put it for sale by owner and not have to, pay the 5 to 6% costs,
Yeah.
then
Good job, good job. He held back. He was ready to take over and talk over him, and he decided not to. Good job. Talking over someone over the phone is like one of the worst things you can do. And because this guy's, he's spilling the beans here on what happened with 2 other realtors he'd been talking to, so he's willing to use a realtor, okay?
I should be able to sell it quicker.
Yeah.
So
So
people are looking for deals, and that's what.
Had a bad experience, maybe.
yeah, I mean, makes sense. You want to get it sold quicker. You price it at a price that's going to cause it to sell, correct?
Oh, great. Repeating and approving like a champ. I love it. He's just validating the guy. Whether he disagrees with him or he thinks he can do a better job or not, he's validating him.
Right.
So how's that going? You had quite a few looks already and a couple offers?
I've had some. I've had no offers, but I've had some people through it, and one realtor brought a family through also.
Oh, great.
And just figured that we'd come up with a single party listing
Sure.
on that if they decided to go with that, and that's fine. But
Okay, so there's competition all around this guy. Okay, he's been talking to realtors. He had a realtor come through with a party.
I just I'll be lucky to get a third of my investment out of this.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with a lot of people. It's like I say though, money sitting is money lost. So if you can move that money into something that's going to create more money, then take your losses and move forward. Sometimes that's.
I love it. He's repeated what he said. Hey, yeah, a lot of people running into that. There's not a good way to acknowledge the fact that he's not going to get a lot of money out of the property. And so Colton just acknowledges that and goes, hey, yeah, a lot of people go through that. You can say that for anything anybody says in regards to anything and just go, yeah, hey, a lot of people go through that. And then he had a little quick quip in regards to, money sitting is money lost. I mean, whatever. But he had something to say in regards to turning it positive. Okay, because I can acknowledge something that it may be negative, and okay, what can I say positive about it to help have a positive, progressive conversation? Look, this is real important. Is that you keep all of your conversations positive and progressive. Positive. Keep it positive. Don't go to the negative. Don't talk negatively about people. Don't talk negatively about situations. Keep it positive. They get enough negativity on their own and going on in their own head. Keep the conversations positive. Keep them progressive, moving forward in regards to things that I can talk about and say that help us move forward, which is what he just did. Hey, we can, money sitting is money lost. And so if we can put it somewhere where it's going to make money for us and it's going to be a benefit, then, hey, you're on the right track. That's progressively moving the conversation. Man, that's the little magic right there. Colton's got game.
It's what I've seen one of the greatest builders stay alive in this business by cutting his losses, Mike Schultz at Castle Creek Homes. And he is the #1 builder now in Weber and Davis County. So you can see that by making the progressive move forward, you actually come ahead at the end.
Tells a little story, actually uses the word progressive and uses it as an opportunity. As you can see, that's a little NLP right there, neuro-linguistic programming. Hey, as you can see, it's about moving forward, and he's creating that reality that, hey, you're moving forward, this is good, you're going in the right direction.
I'm curious, Steve. It sounds like you know a lot what you're doing. You had some real estate experience in the past with these other realtors that didn't turn.
Love it. More summary of what he just said and validating his ego by propping him up on what he's doing and what he said is good.
Out great. You don't want to lose money, sort of thing. So you're doing for sale by owner to save the cost.
Summarizing, it's all he's doing.
It costs you to hire me in the process. I'm curious.
Unless it's under a single party listing,
Yeah, unless it's
somebody that's interested.
So he planted a little seed in process to consider to hire me. Then the guy called him and whoa. Only unless it's a single party listing. Let's see how he responds.
Can work something out. So.
Oh, great. So that's great to offer that single party listing. I mean, give an incentive to agents to bring people. That's an awesome thing to do for sure.
Look, no conflict at all. Positive, progressive. Hey, thank you so much. That's an awesome thing. No conflict, no negativity, no obstruction or difference of opinion. Positive, progressive, repeating, approving, acknowledging.
Let me ask you something.
It's not time to handle the objection. The only time you really handle objections is at the appointment. Okay, all you're looking for is to get consideration, to just talk, to just consider, not to try to overcome the mindset that they don't want to use an agent. You can't do that over the phone. You're going to lose.
Then, if you knew 100% for sure that by doing business with me, 2 things would happen. One is, of course, your house would sell and you could move down to Salt Lake and move on with life. But the most important thing would be you would actually end up with significantly more money in your pocket than you could get any other way. That's with or without an agent. And I know that is a big promise, Steve, but if you knew that, would you want to hear more about it? And be honest with me.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. That was so good. Well, look, doing business with me, 2 things can happen. Obviously, your property's going to sell. Duh. Okay. But he states the obvious, and he talks about it. And then the biggest value and benefit is that you can put more money in your pocket. It would sell more than you could get any other way. Would you consider it? And be honest with me. I love that. That was good.
Well, of course, I'd have to be nuts not to want to know more about it.
Of course, I'd have to be nuts. There's admission. Now we have alignment. Good job. Look how happy he is in that picture right there.
I don't, if it's what I've always...
Yeah, he's happy in that picture because he knows he's got him. And all he has to do is not F it up and make sure that he keeps it positive, he keeps it progressive, he keeps it about just consideration and talking and sharing and giving to just get to the appointment. Because Colt knows that now if he gets him at the appointment, he's probably got a pretty good shot because this guy's motivated. Do you know that? Have you gone deep enough on motivation? This guy just let it all out right at the beginning, which tells me he's either he's probably an expressive because he's talking quite a bit. He's giving up quite a bit of information with, especially at the onset, because Colton was right into the motivation questions early, which again I don't agree with. I think you need to start with situational questions to warm them up. He just happened to get lucky here where this guy's telling him everything right on the front end.
It's been taught as if it sounds too good to be true.
He's happy.
It probably is.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some catch somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that too. Actually, I have an investment property I just came across right now that sounds really...
Yeah, I agree with that too. Now he's going into another story. He's gonna tell about something that happened where it seemed too good to be true, and yet it wasn't.
Too good to be true. It's actually going to be cash flowing me about $600 a month positive income, and I don't have to put any capital into the investment. And so it sounded like too good to be true, but it actually is panning out. So sometimes I've learned that in this business, great things can happen, and that's what's enabled me to sell, 7 houses in the last 30 days and have 3 actually under contract right now set to close.
Okay, so this is real important too. He's reframing reality where he goes, yeah, hey, look, I hear you, too good to be true, and now he's going to tell a story about how something actually was really awesome and it was really true, and then he's peppering a little bit of validation in regards to his productivity and how he gets stuff done. Okay, he's value. Now he's starting to point to value. He's already planted a little value and gotten alignment. The guy said, yeah, no, I'd be crazy not to look at that. He's peppering some more value here because he knows that this guy is on the same wavelength as him. He's exchanging, he's accepting, he's talking.
So here's what I'm proposing, Steve, because it is a big promise. I understand that, and you might be reluctant because you've met with 2 agents already that didn't work out. Here's what I'm proposing. You tell me if it works for you. What I'd like to do is find a time where I can at least come over and see the house, and that way maybe if I do have a buyer, I can tell them about it and bring them by. And while I'm there, I'd like to show you how I do business.
Okay, let me just come by and take a look at the property in case I have a buyer. There was some rustling there, and you saw Colton just pause just for a minute to see if he was going to say something. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, which was good because he's paying attention. Because if the guy wanted to say something, I believe he would have paused there and let him say something. But he had awareness around it. He was listening. He heard something. He paused just for a second to make sure he still wasn't talking over the guy.
I think you'll be super impressed. But worst case scenario, Steve, you say, hey, it's not a good
I think you'll be super impressed. We can sit down and talk about what I do. I think you'll be super impressed.
fit for me and you kick me out after 20 minutes or so.
Worst case scenario, you just kick me out. I love it. Okay? Non-confrontational, non-committal close.
So what do you say? To be willing to risk kicking me out of your house, Steve?
Would you risk being willing to kick you out of your house? Okay? I love that. He was being a little tricky with his words there and a little cute. But look, he's earned a little cute because the guy's joked around a little bit already. So this guy's actually opened the door and allowed him to be a little cute. See, he laughed. And Colton knew that. The energy from this guy already was there, so I'm sure that was part of the mindset in delivering that, is that this guy's pretty cool. I can talk pretty casually and comfortably with him. I'm just going to say this. Would you risk me kicking me out? Just, worst case scenario, I come over, I got some buyers, we can look at it, I can get an idea, and then look, you don't like it, you can kick me out. No problem.
I promise. I'll take a good boot to the rear end if you do want to kick me out.
See, he's laughing, so he's adding on to it.
Well, I'm not. I'd like to hear a little more beforehand.
Okay, perfect. So look, this is about having better conversations. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there. He goes on, he makes the appointment, he goes another 7 minutes. And look, when I'm comfortable, when I'm confident, when I can come to the conversation from contribution, when I care, when I want to connect, look, don't worry about closing. A lot of C's there. Just focus on those things to be able to have good conversations, because people will talk if they feel that you're not selling. Okay, if they feel like you're looking to be able to create a conversation and find out what's going on with them, and look, with this for sale by owner, Colton was demonstrating awesome skills to be able to create a conversation. And maybe I'll do a part 2 on the other part of that, but this was really good for you guys to get a picture of what a real conversation looks like, a real for sale by owner, and real exchange, and what that might look like, because the people are out there and they're asking to be served, but they're scared. You're a salesperson. You're a stranger. What did Mama say about strangers? That's right. Don't talk to them. And so you got a double whammy on that. You're a salesperson and you're a stranger. And so you're going to have to earn trust faster, because real estate is about relationships. And because the conversation is the relationship, listen up, you're going to have better conversations to have better relationships. Colton did a fantastic job here. Hey, Real Sales Talk, follow, share, email me for the playbook, therealsalestalk@gmail.com. It's your coach, Pauly C.